Welcome aboard Monday's Market Outlook here. TOPGUN Options, Matthew Buckley, call sign Wiz. We're not going to talk about the Eagles. Nick Sirianni has got to go. What an awful performance yesterday by my birds. But let's go ahead and get airborne. Nice little rally going on to start the year. The market shrugged off Jerome Powell getting a grand jury subpoena. He's looking at potentially getting indicted. We'll talk about that in a second. But the futures were down about 300 points. And then take a look at the S&P 500. We just kind of shrugged off Jerome Powell. Let's bring up the chart of the S&P 500 for today. Yeah, so there's a gap down at the open. Oh my God, Jerome Powell's going to be indicted and nobody cares. That's pretty interesting. All right, quick reminder, make sure you are subscribed to the No Fallen Heroes Foundation YouTube channel so you can check out all of our awesome content where we talk about healing veterans, first responders, and their family members. My most recent podcast getting a lot of traction. First of all, I talk about currently what's going on in this country, but the second half of that podcast is really critical because they talk about spiritual awakening and how some can go through a spiritual winter, which I think last year I was going through. I think I'm still in it right now, but make sure you check that out. You can also listen to it on Spotify or Apple Podcast as well. Quick reminder to make sure you are subscribed to the TOPGUN Options YouTube channel so you can get all of this great free content. You should be a member so you get even more awesome content, but make sure you're subscribed to this as well. So Iran sucks. A lot of folks getting killed over there, but what is Trump going to do? I'm old enough to remember him being highly critical of Barack Hussein Obama back in 2013, the Green Revolution, where the last time we had a flare-up like this, he gave Obama a big ration of grief for not intervening or doing something. What are we going to do? Now, in the 13 years or so since that happened, I've kind of pulled back a little bit. I really, because in 2013, folks, we were halfway through our forever war in Afghanistan, man. It was getting tiring, getting a little tired of all these overseas operations, man. When we have billions and billions and billions of fraud here at home, and we've been invaded and stuff like. Why don't we focus on what's going on here? So I'm bringing this up because Trump's spending a lot of time overseas. We're seizing more gunboats in the Ghost Fleet, which have been evading sanctions. It's ridiculous, folks. All the virtue signaling, right? We're going to sanction all this stuff, and we're going to put a $25 million bounty on Maduro. Trump starts enforcing sanctions and arrests Maduro. Oh my God, you can't do that. Stop with the virtue signaling. Either we mean things or we don't. But we talked this morning in our live trade brief. We'll talk more about it tomorrow in the primary brief about how all the hedge funds, Blackstone, BlackRock, folks, whether it's rebuilding Ukraine, hopefully, whenever this war ends, or Venezuela, Cuba might be next to fall, or Cuba might be next on Trump's list to push over. Somebody's got to rebuild all this stuff. Look at Cuba, man. Look, watch The Godfather 2. It used to be casinos and, nice party island and became an absolute shithole under socialist communists who are now running New York City. Anyway, and it's funny because people really go read you probably don't want to pay for it if you can't stand the guy, but go read The Art of the Deal. It cracks me up. We're not going to invade Greenland, folks, but he throws something so wild like that out there. So when he backs off that a little bit, people are like, oh, okay, look, we showed him. Ladies and gentlemen, Greenland has strategic importance to us, right? But by him kind of making saying crazy things, it's forced Europe to go, oh yeah, we don't defend this thing. It is pretty strategic, and Russia or China could take that over. So he shines a light on things, right? But it is interesting that he's just captivating the globe, man. He's sucking out all the oxygen in the room, and the spotlight is entirely on him, which is interesting. That moves over to Jerome Powell, man. He got grand jury subpoenas on Friday. He's usually kind of measured and, chooses his words carefully. Well, he released a video, 2-minute video or so that just absolutely is like, no way. We're fighting this. Two things can be true at once. The DOJ could be going after this guy because he isn't lowering interest rates. I mean, because of fraud or waste and abuse in building this new Fed building and all that stuff, cost overruns. And folks, he is ultimately in charge of the Fed. Because it's interesting, Jim Cramer this morning, like, well, is he really responsible for if there's nefarious stuff going on? Or yes, Jim. It's how it works, man. If you're the commanding officer of an aircraft carrier, you're responsible for everything that goes on your ship. Doesn't matter if you're sleeping, eating, or down hanging out in the reactor. If the ship runs aground, you're fired. You're responsible. So two things can be true at once, right? He is potentially doing some stuff or potentially breaking the law, and the president wants them to lower interest rates. I didn't believe it when Joe Biden said, I didn't know the FBI was going to raid Mar-a-Lago. I also don't believe Donald Trump saying, I didn't know the DOJ was going to do this. I don't believe any of it. But very, very interesting that, the guy's out in 5 months? I think May is the end of his term to be doing this. But like I already briefed you, market shrugged it off, man. I mean, you should have, there's the gap down at the open, big candle down here to 69.33. Here we are all the way up at 69.71. I just fired a bear call spread up here at 69.75. I think we're going to fail up here. Great month of trading so far, folks. My model portfolio is up over 15%, folks. We are absolutely crushing it. Crushing it in Amazon. MindMed got some really good trades that we're tracking. Raytheon. Did you see the president? $1.5 trillion budget request for defense. Look at this. A 50% increase in defense spending by 2027. If you're not bullish on the defense contractors, you're an idiot. I mean, what are you doing? Let's take a look at Raytheon. Raytheon has been a hockey stick. Straight, look at this. October 8th. If you had the situational awareness to get bullish on Raytheon on October 8th, 2023. Why? Because October 7th, Hamas invaded Israel. It has not looked back since I recommended that up 100. That's the stock. The stock alone is up 177%. The synthetic stock positions we've done in our model portfolios are up nearly 1,000% on Raytheon. Buy it. I don't care what this. Oh, wow, that looks like a monster run. It's more of a monster run is coming, folks. When Donald Trump says we're doubling our defense budget, Raytheon will go straight up. You got to read these headlines, folks, and make a move. That's what I'm here to do, is to train you how to do things. Defense stocks move higher after Trump calls for huge defense budget, folks. Obviously looking around the world, China, Russia, North Korea, Venezuelans out of the mix, Iran. There are a lot of bad folks around the world, and the president likes Gucci toys. I mean, if you listen to one of the Venezuelan guards that debriefed the attack, they were hit with DEWs, direct energy weapons. We didn't even have to fire a shot, man. We were using these DEW weapons that make you feel like your head's going to explode, man. I'm old enough to remember a movie called Scanners when I was a kid, and that freaked me the hell out. But folks, these direct energy weapons, all these Gucci weapons, they're not free, man. We, the U.S. taxpayers, are paying for these things. So why don't you go buy some Raytheon? Check out our solo Amazon service. It's only $97 a month to get airborne, and check that out. But I'll teach you how to get long-term bullish on these names like Raytheon, like SIBO, Chicago Board Options Exchange, JP Morgan, all the names that we are printing money in. Come check out TOPGUN out. Let's look at JP Morgan. The financials are having a rip your face off rally as they get ready for earnings. There's another one you should have bought. We have JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Raytheon, SIBO, Amazon. We are having a blast here at TOPGUN Options, folks. Come check us out, man. Solo Amazon, it's only $97 a month. And we do a solo Amazon brief every Monday morning at 10 a.m. We had a blast this morning. We looked at a new earnings trade on Amazon out to February 6th. It's right there, a bull put spread that funded the purchase of some upside calls. We're having a blast here, folks. Make sure you check out the No Fallen Heroes YouTube page, subscribe. Also, the Max Afterburner podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And make sure you're subscribed to our TOPGUN Options YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste and Basi, Whiz out.